Welcome,
Welcome to Shade in the
Shade
City.
and the City. I am your girl, Treese.
It's Nels.
And today, y'all, we are here to get into none other than the love that happens after the lockup. This is season 6, so they say, episode 11 and 12, because we behind, so we catching up, okay? So first off, I'm gonna put timestamps so you know what episode we're referring to. But yeah, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button for us.
And that subscribe button.
And y'all, let's not waste no time and let's get right into it. And let's get shady. So let's get into our first couple, which happens to be, and unfortunately, I got them both times. I don't know why. But the first one is Latisha and Keith. Keith. Now, Keith, I ain't gonna hold you. You're not a bad looking brother. Okay. I mean, we can do something with this, but I like Keith. I see why she like him. Okay. So Latisha has been with Keith for 4 years and they've been married for a little over 2. So now she's going to pick him up from jail. And Aunt Marcia has her kids as usual. So she can't wait to, be with her husband intimately because, I guess they ain't never done that. They ain't have no conjugal visits, right? So she says she ready for him to be home because she's tired of being a big girl. Oh, speaking of that, I don't know why. Remind me before I finish up with Latisha and Keith, I have a special shady update, okay?
Oh, on Latisha.
On Latisha. All right. So then she has a limo pick her up, and she has on a trench coat with the lingerie and the furry heels, and so he has to go into a halfway house for a few months before he can come home. And so she gets emotional when she finally gets to the bus station and finally gets to greet him. And it was actually really cute. Or was it the bus station? Because I thought they went to the bus station later. Or I don't know. I'm
Well,
confused.
no, I think they picked him up. Yeah, they picked him up from the bus station.
Okay. And so she's happy. They're tonguing each other down. He actually has flowers for her, which I thought was absolutely beautiful because we definitely.
Lego flowers.
What was it?
Lego flowers.
What? Oh, what?
That because she was like, you had somebody make these, and he was like, yeah, he paid somebody to make them.
I didn't even realize they were Lego flowers. That's so cute. Okay, that's even. He gets more points for that. So, he basically is happy to be out after 11 years and 2 months. He presents her with also he has some drawings that I don't know if he did them now, if he paid somebody to do them, but they were cute.
Yeah, usually you pay somebody to do them.
Oh, well, maybe what is his talent? Anyway, so
game apparently.
What'd you say?
Talking a good game apparently.
Clearly. So Keith goes through his past and how he went to jail because he was trying to provide for his family. And so she, she got all these clothes set out for him, designing. He got Jordans, he got he got it all, okay? And so he goes to change, but he was like, I really don't want to put nothing on but you. Okay. And I was like, that would have been enough for me.
Yeah, it was like it clearly it was enough for her too.
And so while he's gone, she like breaks down and gets emotional again. And then that's when she surprises him with the limo and shows him what's underneath. And so, Keith admits, look, for real, I ain't never want to be married, but she held me down and I'm looking forward to, expanding our family. And he said, so then he tells her he don't want to take the limo to the other bus station, I guess, or where he needs to go, to halfway house. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take
he has to go to their bus station and take a bus that was approved to go to the house.
So he doesn't want to take the limo because he's scared of violating and he ain't trying to go back to jail. And so Latisha's so ride or die. She's like, you know what? Cool. I'm gonna get on the bus with you. But let's talk about it. Okay. I'm so mad. I closed the article and it was up here. But here we go. All right. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button.
And a subscribe button.
Yeah, thank you. When we say it multiple times for a good reason. All right, so here goes the shady tea. Latisha Collier, this is according to Starcasm, um, on as of August 10th, which would have been yesterday. It felony forgery and identity theft, the details. Okay. So apparently the 38-year-old felon entrepreneur was charged with felonpreneur. I like that. Was charged with felony counts of forgery and identity theft, in addition to driving without a license and an expired registration. That's how they get you, girl. Your papers got to be right on the car. You can't be riding dirty. Okay. Now, given that Latisha was arrested on a Saturday, it seemed unlikely we would be able to find out additional information about the charges until courts open on Monday. However, the charges apparently stem from a prior incident in 2024, an incident that has already been talked about by another popular Love After Lockup blogger. According to Amber, shared a video in September of 2024 in which she claimed Latisha Collier was trying to rent a house after her most recent eviction and her rental application was denied. Latisha allegedly applied again using another woman's identity and was accepted. Oh, okay. So, I mean, I don't, it's not good. It's bad. It's breaking the law. But was it that bad? I don't know if we need to do jail time because of that. But anyway, and then apparently there's some alleged fraud that she's accused of, because she has a tax business, and apparently people are accusing her of stealing some of their tax return.
I wouldn't be surprised if she stole their identity as well.
Well, and we know she has her eviction cases. So I definitely think that y'all, I'm just giving you a brief synopsis of what's going on, but y'all can definitely go check out Starcasm. Shout out to them. And according to Amber, for more details. But yeah, it's not looking good for your girl. She was arrested on Saturday. That was just the other day.
A couple days ago.
So yeah, that's Latisha. Who's next?
Will and Courtney.
Oh, your favorite.
I think I have them for the next episode as well. So Will said that he's been tracking Courtney, and then all of a sudden, she just wanted to do MIA. Him and her mom hadn't heard anything from her, so she knows that when she doesn't hear anything for a few days, that something's got to be up. He said that he left Portland about 6 weeks ago to go back to Sacramento, and their communication just got worse. Then later he met with his friend, basically to vent about, what was going on. And his friend thinks that she's either doing rugs or, back
not doing rugs. I love it. I'm sorry.
Or back talking to her sugar daddy. So then he gets a call from his wife. Apparently she got caught with GHB, which they said is liquid ecstasy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I mean, in the next episode, she said it's like lean.
I think I did. No, why did I think it was like roofie?
Roofie's not. That's not a liquid, is it?
Yeah, I thought it was just something you pour in somebody
into.
To make them like like basically not knock them out, but make them forget.
Yeah. Well, she told him that she can either get out in a couple days or it could be 6 months. Then she asked him to give her an allowance on her books, and he told her he ain't put no money on her damn books.
Figure it out.
Basically, so she tried to tell him that she would do anything for him, and he was like, apparently not, because your ass is locked up, and who wanted that? Okay. Then he basically starts explaining how, she just messed up a lot of stuff. She was supposed to be transferring her parole to Sacramento. So, they can live together, and this, is going to damage that. Then she catches the attitude with him, and he told her, listen, eat that jail food and wait your ass out. I said, oh, and then banged it on her. I said, okay, well, where these balls came from, but I'm happy to see.
I wasn't even mad at it. I wasn't even mad at it. I love this picture, and then I found this
with them in the back. Make this bigger.
Jawalia singing in the background.
The
All
fact
right.
that her name to it is like just
So
crazy to me.
we got Damoderick, Quiana, and Jawalia. All right. So Damoderick happens to be moving back into Quiana's house with her kids. So we finally get to see her kids. His dad tells him that he's proud that he's finally making commitments, and I need you to get out my game room. So Damoderick admits that, I know that Chanel despises that. So Damoderick admits that, I was cheating, but, I'm trying to leave that behind in the past. So then we see Quiana join him in confessional, like she doing something, and says that, they done been back and forth 2-3 times, but third time's a charm. You know what I'm saying? So they ask Quiana, well, what happened to the ring? And he says that she threw it back at him. And I guess he never threw it back at her. So then we said that apparently her kids were with G Paul.
Anyway, if I done took your ass back, you won't give me my ring back.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So she said that they were with G Paul while her and Damoderick were getting acclimated. Okay. And so Jawalia's at home trying to put together a table with her aunt. I ain't get her aunt's name. Sorry, auntie. But even though Damoderick was supposed to help her with this, all right. And so she says that, he jumps from relationship to relationship. So she don't believe he's very committed. And Damoderick says that, he goes to tell Quiana, look, I gotta go see Jawalia about this birthday party, what the birthday plans are. And he tells her, oh, and by the way, Jawalia don't want you there. So Quiana feels some type of way because she was like, well, I'm supposed to be a part of your life moving forward. So how is that gonna work? And so then we do see a confessional where Jawalia says that Quiana keeps coming after her when basically she's just one of many girls that he messes with. Okay. And then we see Quiana saying, regardless of what Jawalia tries, the boy is hers. I said, you thought you ate with that, didn't you? You didn't. The plate is empty.
I'm
So
actually at the reason why Jawalia don't want her there.
You're mad at the reason why she doesn't want her there?
I'm not mad at the reason.
Oh, I'm not either. So then Damoderick is just hopeful that one day they're going to all be able to live life together. I don't know if he's thinking it's about to be a throuple or some type of sister-wife situation. But he said he's struggling to take care of his kids and balance the relationship with Quiana, her kids. So then production flat out asked him, are you sleeping with Jawalia? And then he takes a real long pause and says, well, we've been there and we've done that. And there's no reason to backtrack.
Yeah, I don't like stuff like that because you didn't answer my question.
Right.
You ain't answer my question. Yeah, there's no reason to. That don't mean you ain't doing it.
You ain't doing it. So he asked Jawalia, well, why can't Quiana come? And she says that her kids can come. She just can't. And I thought that was reasonable. And then Jawalia lets us know that Quiana has posted some pictures of her.
Initially, I didn't because I remember I was like, well, she showed up at the family cookout. She wasn't supposed to be there, and he invited her. But when Jawalia explained the reason, I completely agree.
Yeah, no, because apparently Quiana done went in his phone and posted pictures of her on the internet. And so she feels like, what if I did some like that? Then how's she gonna feel?
And really, you could have.
Or what if I run up and bang on her door?
My thing is also, you really could have just made an unsafe environment for me and my children. Because you put me naked online. You don't know who the hell seen it, who on my social media may live close to me, may know me. And I could have a stalker now. Like, you could
not even that. I could have a job that I no longer have because you decided to. Yeah, that's not cute. Yeah, you don't do that. And if I was Jawalia and she was smart, I would have her ass locked up because technically,
I think that's what she did next episode.
Oh well, that part.
That's what I think she did. All right, next up is
Jesus
and Michael. Girl, it's your favorite couple. I don't know why you playing.
They're back.
So it looks like they're getting ready for Thanksgiving, and it's a full house. Like, I mean, it's everybody, and I mean, everybody is just them and the
It's
kids.
a rare condition this day and age to be on the news, on the newspaper page. Oh, that's Family Matters. I thought that was the Full House.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
That's Family Matters. So apparently Melody is getting ready for college. She's worried about her parents being able to afford it. And they said, well, we got this. Okay. They said, even if we got to do OnlyFans, that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this money, honey. Don't you worry about that. Michael is glad the pregnancy is over, as well as Justine's hormones being back to normal. So now he can experience her in a light that he said he's never seen her before. He said they're good. You know, they're starting to realize how expensive kids are. You know, they have one in college with Melody about to go off to college. Then in 2 more years, they have Michael and Santana. And then, you know, they got two new babies. I mean, that's what
I'm
happens when
laughing. He's just realizing how expensive kids are because he has to take care of them.
Mhm. Yeah,
He never had to do that before.
exactly.
Oh, that's just
Then,
tickles me.
okay, and apparently Melody got into a fight. She basically said that she was defending herself because they came at her, but he said that he doesn't want to see his kids fight because you know that demeanor is a recipe for disaster. Then on top of these bills, you know they talking about this big wedding Justine wants that she thinks is about $60,000, and she said that's lowballing. You know it really could be more. She said that she sacrificed 4 years of her life waiting for this man and then got a jail wedding. So she wants the whole horse carriage and castle venue. She said she wants that basically they'll be having a traditional Guyanese wedding because Michael's Guyanese. She wants all the traditional jewelry, the henna, the beautiful dresses, and she wants a big, beautiful cake that she has to cut with a sword and an elephant outside the castle. That is a lot.
I was here. I was here. I mean, I didn't need the castle and all that, but I was here for the elephant. I ain't need the sword. I ain't need, but an elephant I was here for.
For that, they could just rent elephants and get married on
But
the
then
damn.
you know what's so crazy? And not saying that the elephant can't be clean, but I don't know with all these guests coming in these nice outfits, do we really want the elephant rubbing up on us?
Not even that. They poop is huge. And they're gonna have to do it somewhere. You want them to do it outside of the castle where
Where you gonna be? Where you got
where your guests gotta walk past like those them type of animals are super unpredictable. I'm good. So then he invited his friend Jay, who apparently is a celebrity barber as long as his wife, for dinner. Then he tells everybody that he has an announcement today to make and scares the crap out of the kids. They thinking they about to have a 10th child, but he let them know that they were considering having another wedding. And then he pulls Jay to the side to have a conversation about his barber business. He said that his most successful business right now is his car rental business. They have six luxury vehicles that they rent out, and apparently he has already started planning this barber salon thing with Jay and promised him the money, but he hasn't told Justine yet. He said that this 100,000 that right now was $100,000. Justine wants 60 for the wedding, and they're not going to be able to do both. So he's considering doing the barbershop first, and then pull money from there to do the wedding. Justine says,
well, and we know she ain't gonna like that. All right. So let's get into I had to get some fool, so I'll deal with it. All right. But these are the two people I really didn't want. Like I really didn't want them. So we see Brooke and JK, and they are in his mama's living room, sleeping on pallets. Because this is what their life consists of, because he is on house arrest, and she ain't got no job. They in here using pre-seed to try to get pregnant. He only been out for a month. And it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I was irritated. She talks about how, the mama probably heard them having sex the night before. And Brooke is, staying there until the ankle monitor is off. And so the kids is staying with her mama. And I said, well, ma'am, if your kid's gonna be resentful as hell, that's all I'm gonna say. So he plans to go look for a truck with no money because he decided he wanted to be a hot spot, hot shot, or something that he said trucker, and
yeah, I think it's a hot shot.
something like that. It takes money to make money. So Brooke doesn't think that she can trust him on the road, okay? And JK asked him, are you still tracking my phone? And Brooke said, well, I don't know. Well, bitch, how you don't go in your phone and look in your apps? Are you still tracking me? That was an easy answer, but she didn't answer it, okay? So clearly she still is. She claims that, you know what, she's gonna go get her boys and then go to work. When we know she ain't going to get them boys. She gonna go pretend like she's going to work. So then his mama comes out because she been hiding in the room because Brooke has been there. And I said, that's how much that lady don't like you. You got her holed up in her own house in a room because your ass is out there laying in her living room on the pallet. So so the mother said, look, I'm tired of hearing y'all. And she asked, well, did you use the presents? I got you. Okay. And he said, look, mama, I ain't even gonna hold you. I've been shooting that club up. Okay. Bow, 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 bow. Okay. He said, that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to get her pregnant. And so she was like, look, the kids are expensive. She make them Google this. And he's like, and she was like, you need to get yourself established first. And he said, I ain't trying to hear that. I want to be ignorant. So Brooke reveals that, you know, I have a secret and I know he may flip out when he finds out. And that's when we learn the girl ain't got no job and only got $23 to her name, but she out here having lunch. I don't know how much it costs, but unless she orders some chicken tenders, I think a spinach dip it at least costs about a good 12.
She might have got it for free because the girl worked there.
That's what I'm assuming. So Brooke goes to have lunch. It looked like with her homeboy at the place where Bonnie works, which I thought was JK's ex.
That's the one that snitched on JK's ex.
Oh, okay. Well, that's his real good friend. You sure he didn't date her too?
But living in
But living in her house.
in
So
her house
she said,
and not paying no rent.
well, she said, look, girl, I'm gonna need you to pay your half, not just a quarter, not a third. I need you to pay your whole half of the bills. And so Bonnie said, look, you know, I was out of work for a little bit, but now I got 2 jobs and, you know, I'm trying, okay? And she's like, so what are you alluding to? So Brooke said, well, look, basically, look, I'm looking for your loyalty at this point. And so Bonnie was like, well, I got you, sis. I see you, you see me, we see each other. All right. And then and so then we go see him go talk about these trucks that he know he ain't got no money for. And I ain't gonna fault it. I mean, I guess you got to do the research. I don't want to knock him for going to do the research, but you know, it's kind of a waste of time. But okay, and then
a private seller and you're trying to get a loan from the bank. The private seller wants that 25K.
Nels, I'm trying to give grace. Okay. I said it sounded like a waste of time. So then
he should have been researching his credit is what he should have been researching.
Right. So while Brooke is telling Bonnie that, look, I ain't got no job, girl, and I can't tell JK because he'll leave my broke ass. And so then Bonnie gets on the phone to call JK and snitch. And I said, well, I don't know what you thought. But I think Bonnie's stupid because you need a place to live, sis. And I am so happy you got these 2. I think you got them both episodes. I am delighted. I am delighted right now.
Do I? Let me see. No, I don't. I don't have Bianca and Daniel next.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But I do have JK and Brooke for the next one.
Uh-huh.
All right. So yes, Bianca and Daniel is next. They moved into a new place together. They got a year lease, but of course she's putting time restraints again for him proposing to her. And she wants it to be within like 4 months. He said he's doing really well. He's still at his job, you know, with the moving company. He has a car now. But since he has previous DUIs, he has to realize it before he starts to fly. And we know Bianca still ain't working. She living off that
stuff. She living her best life.
So he took her with him to the gym called Barbell Saves Project. They believe hard work, like working out, can help you overcome your addiction. Bianca revealed that she stopped drinking because of Daniel, and she feels a lot better.
She needed to. Let's not blame it on Daniel. You needed to.
But I was shocked to hear that.
No, I was proud, but I was like, let's not say it's because of Daniel, boo.
Maybe she saw herself on TV and was like,
I think that's what it was. Because that's why I said, that's why I just don't like the fact that she tried. Oh, because no, baby.
Mhm.
Let's talk about accountability. You saw how you look, and you
Yeah.
decided that maybe that's not a good the best look when you do decide to go get a job.
Mhm. Well, she said she enjoyed the workout, but she does get intimidated or scared when she's trying new things. But once she commits, she commits. And then she left to go meet up with Celeste. And then he expressed to the trainer that he's been feeling, some pressure in the relationship, dealing with addiction. He craves chaos, and emotionally, he's out of balance. I don't. I think I like the way that he's able to communicate
I agree.
how
But
he feels.
he's probably been through some like programs and therapy. Like that's probably why he knows how to
Yeah,
communicate.
probably. And he reveals that he had a slip. He had a drink about a month ago. She embraced him and asked him if he's all right. Apparently, him and Bianca were arguing, and he went to the airport with his cousin, ordered some shots, and says he hasn't told anybody. Well, now you just told the world.
Right.
Okay. Now Bianca is at the wedding dress shop with Celeste, helping her pick out her wedding dress. And she said that she thought that this would have been her. Then Celeste tells her she should get a flowy dress because she'll be having a baby soon. And she said, sometimes she envies the life that Celeste has. And, she decides to try on a wedding dress. And I'm not gonna lie, the one that she tried on was actually kind of cute. The little black one, I thought it was a cute dress. I didn't know
What,
if it was,
Bianca?
yeah,
I thought it was okay.
I didn't know if it was a wedding dress, but I definitely thought it was cute.
I mean, if
Um,
you were trying to channel your like inner Elvira, yeah, I thought it looked real good.
I thought it was cute.
I mean, I
Um,
thought if you were, going to the Halloween joint, I thought it
yeah,
was real cute.
she's definitely different. She said that Daniel's not ready to propose, but she moved across the country for his ass. So that promise ring that he gave her comes with the expiration date. And Daniel's trainer asked him how they can best support him. If they don't see him for a while, should they reach out to him? And he said, yeah, that works for him. So I guess. Do you
I
think
guess.
do you think he's had more slip ups?
What happened?
Do you think he's had more slip ups besides that one?
Oh yeah, I think he's probably still slipping up. I probably think he's probably like that girl we saw on Family or Fiance. He probably got Sutter Home bottles in his closet, fucking around with Bianca. But she get on my nerves. She drive me to drink. All right. So I think that was the end of episode 1. Let's jump
Of 11.
into yes. I'm sorry, 11. Thank you. Again, blame it on them, not me. They're the ones that do this weird shit. Okay. So now we're going to get into episode 2, which is, I'm sorry, 12. Season 6, episode 12 was just sugar daddy drama. All right. And then we jump it back into Latisha and Keith. So they had their first time alone, and Keith loved it. They had the poor little driver sitting outside waiting for them to do what they needed to do and get done.
At least they had him go outside.
Right. So she's decided because she ain't have no partition, please. Okay. She didn't want him to see her on her knees.
Oh my
So she
goodness.
decided to get on the bus. And she talking about how she doesn't like the fact that he's in a co-ed half house. And then they finally do get to the bus station. I do think this was a sweet moment. Her kids are there to greet them. Even Naraya, which and she even has a card for him, which we know
Girl.
Naraya is 16 now, and we know Naraya never really seen it for him. And
And
even though
it
she still seemed like she was at least, like, oh, I'm, cool. And I
no,
was
it
like,
was
that's the most we've ever seen her give.
no, it was given she didn't have a choice. Naraya looked like I really don't want to be here. Then
Oh,
when then they was waiting outside. She went to go sit in the car while everybody else was still outside. I said, "Oh, girl,
hey, I mean, she's smart enough to know better. Okay. So his other family is there to, Aunt Marcia and his daddy and everybody else. And his dad gets a little emotional that he's home. Because he feels like, a weight has been lifted. And all Latisha can think about as they get on this bus and in this small bus, and her knees are cramped up between the seats. All she could think about is the fact that, he's going back to this co-ed halfway house, and she's worried about these women, worried about her man. And he ain't even got there yet. Bless her heart. But I mean, I get it. I get it. I get it.
Yes.
Somebody would do it. Now I ain't saying ain't nobody gonna want them, but they might want to play with them, but they might not want them, girl. Don't.
All right. So next up is Courtney and William. So
Not
Will
you
felt
giving the
like,
government, William.
yeah, sure. The way he was acting this episode. Okay. So Will went on the website. He found out that Courtney is being released. So he said he was going to go take this 10-hour drive to go pick her ass up. Okay. He said that he's pissed and he feels betrayed, but that's his wife. So he wants to be there for her.
I thought he didn't pick her up.
Can you relax?
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was his plan. He jumped in the car to go get her. So then he called his friend Grant. I think maybe for some like moral support, but that is not what he got at all. Grant basically told him he was dumbass for even going out there. Then he got a call to let him know that because she violated her parole, that disqualifies her for the out-of-state transfer. And of course, he's pissed. So he pulls over on the side of the road trying to decide whether he should even still go to Portland or not. And we see her when she gets released looking for Will, and he was nowhere to be found. But her sugar daddy Mark was there. So she calls him. She calls Will. Um, and I guess he decided not to go because his ass was still in Sacramento. So he basically starts to ream her out about how she basically made her bed and she needs to lie in it. Then wanted to know who came to pick her up. Now, there's where you got me messed up, sir.
Okay, that's what you. She
There-
said. She said I'm outside.
There's where you got me. What you're not about to do is flake on me, scream at me, yell at me, and then want to know who came to get me when you didn't. He would have got hung up on. But yeah, basically he wanted to know who came to pick her up. And when she says her friend Mark, that's actually been there for her, he starts naming all the stuff that he did. And talking about, was he there when to pick you up out of jail? Well, sir, you're not here now. So she was like, well, at least Mark didn't bitch and complain when he was sending me money, and all you sent me was $300. What am I supposed to do with that besides wipe my ass? So then he asked her where she was going to live. She said that she's moving into a halfway house, and she needs to pay rent there, and asked if he was going to give her the money. And he said, absolutely not. That's not happening because you did the opposite of what I asked you to do. She told him, you my husband. Okay. And he said, well, ask deadbeat ass Mark for the money. I don't know. Right now, he's giving you the deadbeat. I mean, I get it. You don't want to support the habit, but you also married a drug addict. I mean, it is what it is. Then Mark basically told her to get off the phone. He was like, listen, I'm here for you. You have me. Okay. On the way to the halfway house, Mark kind of wanted, the details of how she was using the GHB. And she said she wasn't on a bender. She literally just used it the night before her parole came, and said it's like lean. And basically she took it because she was arguing with Will. Of course, she's going to blame it on that. Then they basically spent the rest of the ride bashing Will and, how he was unsupportive. And he told her that, there's many men out here who would love to take his place, basically him included. And she was asked if she's ever been intimate with Mark, and she said no, she has never done that, and she never will. She said Will made a lot of promises about, leaving her a credit card and how he was going to financially support her. And when he doesn't do that, it forces her to rely on somebody else. So what he won't do, somebody else will.
That's what. Yeah, they special. They special. He need to leave that girl alone. All right, let's get into the two people that I really didn't want to get into. Daniel comes to Bianca, tells her, oh, guess what? I got a court date tomorrow. I ain't even realized. He said I checked the email and I found out that
I ain't gonna lie, I've been a little aggravated too.
right. And so he said it's a shoplifting charge from, when I was using. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not saying that it wasn't true, but it made me think that, and obviously he showed her the paperwork or whatever. But a part of me was like, it just seems like you want to get out of the house. Huh?
I thought I think maybe he been knew about it and waited till the last minute to tell her.
Oh, maybe. And a part of me felt like he also just wanted to get away from her.
I mean, after the argument, yeah.
or just get away from her, period.
Probably so he can go drink.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying I think that this has been going on.
Hmm.
So Bianca's confused on why it's just coming up and tells him that, it's really irresponsible. He ain't really trying to hear that. And she's like, I feel like he's acting like a man child and he's not really caring about me. So she admits in confessional, she knows that he's hiding things from her and doesn't know why he's starting to act the way that he is. Daniel seems, in my opinion, this is my notes say, he seems as if he's checked out. Court is 7 hours away and he didn't even say bye to the girl. He said he needs some space. He's not sure how the case is going to go, but he brought all his paperwork because he doesn't want to go back to jail, and that's a very real possibility. While Bianca is upset that she hasn't heard from him and is dealing with their cat Sushi. Okay, because she bored and got nothing else to do because she don't want to go get a job. So she decides to meet up with her old neighbor because she just finds the most convenient friends. So she decides to go meet up with her old neighbor Katie, and basically tells her that Daniel had court and how he doesn't really talk or open up to her. So she can't figure out how he's feeling. And Katie suggested, well, maybe you should write him a letter. And she said, I feel like if I wrote him a letter, he'd throw it away. He'd crumble it up and throw it away. She said, well, that's not good. And she said, I feel like he just don't care about the relationship. And I said, well, what are we doing? And why are you spending your money on this man? Question. Now these three fools.
Quiana, Jawalia, and Damoderick.
Well, it was actually mainly Quiana and Damoderick, I felt like most of, or they didn't at least include Jawalia, I feel like.
Yeah, till the end.
Right.
So after being at Jawalia's house the night before, Damoderick let Quiana know that he tried to talk to Jawalia about her coming and she wasn't having it. So she got a little attitude with him, and he was like, this ain't even about us or you and her. This is about my son and his first birthday. He basically said that he feels like crap missing parts of his son's life, and whatever he wants for his birthday, it's not even a question. He gonna get it. And she said that basically, I'm the love of your life, and I can't go to your son's birthday party, but I'm supposed to be a part of your life. So he said it's temporary. And this is the way it got to be because of what's going on. Understands why Jawalia doesn't want her there, but because of what she did with the picture, but said that he plans to talk to Quiana about it, but not right now with all the drama going on. Then they get into what he could have been doing while he was over there. She said if he cheats again, then it's done. Girl, I'm sure you said that every time before you took him back.
I was gonna say, feel like she's told us that before.
Then we see Jawalia getting her hours in with her cousin applying makeup, and then she advertises her cheap ass makeup palette. Her and Damoderick will be together if it was up to him. I'm confused. Who the hell is it up to? She said that when he was over there the other night, he was trying to have sex with her, and basically she can get it whenever she wants it. Then while Quiana's at work, she's telling her coworkers that she feels like, this time Damoderick is going to be faithful and focused. Her coworkers said, listen, you need to have a conversation with Jawalia at some point. This girl was not trying to hear it or talk about it. And they said the girl is just immature and is giving really delusional. They didn't say that, but I am. Then Quiana gets a phone call, and apparently, it has something to do with Jawalia. And I think it has something to do with them pictures that was posted online.
All right, let's get into these two. All right. So Michael and Justine, right? Justine has decided that she's going to take up boxing to lose weight from, because she's 4 months postpartum. So they discuss Melody's fight, and Michael thinks that, she stood on business, handled herself. Because apparently, that is a big spider. Hold on. All right. So apparently someone was talking about Melody's brothers and she was, just defending them. And so Justine thinks that he needs to address this head on because she thinks Melody's harboring things from her father going away, which I was like, damn, Justine, that's a very good perspective. And I kind of agree with you. Just like all his other kids might, because of the choices that he made and he wasn't there. And she doesn't want to see her, basically blow her whole future away the same way that he did. So Then he's trying to talk to her about the wedding and ask if, they can work on this budget. Mind you, this is why they boxing. So she's beating the bag, and you can tell that she's like really not into it, right? And he's like, well, can we work with my budget instead of yours? So Justine's like, no. Well, she said, okay. And he said, well, why don't we invest in a barbershop first and then use it to pay for the wedding? And so this is when we learned that Justine is tired of coming second to his business ventures, because there's been shoes, there's been cars, there's been many things, right? And so Michael's like, look, I just really want you to go with the barbershop idea. So then he drags her to a business meeting because he doesn't want to leave her out with his homeboy. I didn't get the homeboy's name. Um, and talk about this whole barbershop situation. And
Jay,
so
I think it's Jay.
Jay, thank you. And so when Justine wants to talk numbers. So when she hears 100K, she said she hit Shark Tank. She said, I'm out. I'm out. And but you know, she's like, I don't want this to come out our wedding budget. And Michael tells her, well, a wedding won't do anything for us financially. I'm gonna have to agree with him. This is the one part where I had to agree with him. You are absolutely right. A wedding is not going to do anything for you financially. If anything, it's going to spend your money. So I get that, but I get where she was saying, and me and Nels, like, I don't want to do this business venture with you. And what if it doesn't work out and the wedding continues to get pushed back or put off? And if we have the money now, I get what she's thinking about and what she wants to do. And
Because we've done business venture after business venture.
right. So basically, then the lady in the meeting, and I was like, if you didn't know,
that was Jay's wife.
Oh, well, Jay's wife decided to speak up, and I was like, this is the time where you need to mind your business.
Did you see the way Justine looked at her?
Yeah.
Like,
because I would have looked at her the same way. Now, granted, this is a business meeting, and I probably shouldn't be talking, but we're gonna get there. Hold on. I actually am glad I got them this time. So so the lady was like, well, why don't you postpone? And Mike, or she was like, would you be willing to postpone? And Mike's like, yeah, like real quick. The way Justine looked at that man and said, oh, that's what we're doing. I said, So then he's trying to explain why. And Justine said, I don't want to hear why. Stop talking to me. I don't want to hear anything you have to say. Stop it. And so then she walks off and he's chasing after her. And she said, I'm done listening to your bullshit. Okay. I'm done. And I was here with her. Like, I think because he didn't discuss numbers with like this, you can't get mad at her. Did I think it was inappropriate for her to be discussing their personal stuff during a business meeting? Absolutely. However, what you're not going to do, and I don't want to say backdoor me, but what you're not going to do is mislead me, get me in this business meeting, and then I find out this new information and that you didn't want to tell me behind closed doors. So no, I'm going to check you. Since you wanted to let me find out publicly what it is, I'm going to check you publicly, and we're going to have this confrontation publicly. I'm still in therapy, y'all. Okay. I know I'm a little bit toxic. Okay.
Still a work in progress.
I'm still a work in progress. God's still working on me. Okay. And my therapist. We're still working. Okay. All right. Let's get into Nels. Do you have anything to add to that?
Nope.
All right. Let's get into Brooke and JK.
All right. So after Brooke spilled the beans to Bonnie, of course, she texts JK and she's like, you need to get here right now.
You big dummy.
I mean, I don't even think Brooke made it out the parking lot before she texted that man. But before dealing with that drama, his dad, James, showed up, who he hasn't seen in 5 years. And he wanted his opinion on what he thinks, the truck with the
About
truck,
the truck
and,
he came
buy, and if it will be,
I said about the truck that he came by.
Exactly. And basically, if it'll be good for his hot shotting business. He said that he does have a lot of resentment towards his dad because he was an over-the-road trucker. But when he starts hot shot, basically he'll be there every night for his future child and, his child will feel loved. So yeah, he expressed to his dad that he was hurt while he was locked up, because he wrote him a letter expressing how he was sorry and why he did the things he did. And when his dad wrote back, all he was talking about was what he was doing in his life. And his dad said that he basically understands why he feels the way he feels, but it's the furthest from the truth, because he really does love him and he is disappointed with his life choices and hopes that he chooses a better path. Then he took off to go see Bonnie at work, and Bonnie let him know, hey, you know, I seen Brooke earlier today. He was like, how the hell you seen Brooke? She was at work. And Bonnie was basically, well, was she?
Mm.
So Brooke is over at JK's house cooking dinner for his family, been staying over there and left the boys with her mama for her mama, I guess, to cook dinner for. Then he comes in while they're eating, sitting down eating her food. He comes in with food from Bonnie's job, talking about that he don't need to plate because he ain't eating what she cooked. So she's like, "What's going on with you? You feeling some type of way?"
You feeling
Um,
froggy, nigga? Leak.
exactly, because she's like, "I ain't get no babe, no nothing." And he was like, "Well, how was your day? Did anything interesting happen?" She was like, "Nope, just work." So
Mm.
then he told her that
You
he went
lied to me.
right there. So then he told her that he went by Bonnie's job to get some food. You know, they talked about some things and said that they need to talk about why she hasn't told him that she lost her job. Then he said, "How am I supposed to have a kid with somebody who's lying about where they're at, and what they're doing?" And tells her that she's doing the same stuff that Alex did. So she said, "You want me to be like Alex? I can do that, because then maybe you'll want me."
Mm.
Child. So then he walks out. His mom tells her, being dishonest about her situation is not helping, and tells her to go outside and talk to him. So she went outside to talk to him, and he said, "What you got to say?" He told her that you had 8 jobs in the last year. The whole time I was down, you ain't had a job more than a month in 3 years. Now this sets in to me why he got so upset, because I was
Mhm.
like, I mean, homie,
She
she got
can't
a
keep a job, but she out here trying to have a baby and already
job.
got 2 kids.
Child. So she told him, "You've been locked up for 6 years and you think you got it all figured out." And he said, "What's the difference between you and Alex?" And she said, "The big difference is I lied about not having a job, and she lied about out here being in these streets." So he told her that she lied about everything. And she said that she lied about one thing, just like he lied about being in his ex's house. And he basically said, "Listen, you need to take your ass back home and get the hell up out of here." And she walked in the house right behind him and told him, "Listen, I'll go when I'm ready to leave." Boo. That's what you needed to be. You needed to be home applying for jobs. Okay. That's excessive. So I was like, damn, okay, she lost her job. Like,
And didn't she work for her mama? But I guess her mama said I ain't got it to do either.
she worked for her mom and she left to go chase after his ass and got
Mm-mm.
fired.
Well, y'all, that was the foolishness that was the love after the lockup. Season 6, episodes 11 and 12, not 1 and 2. Forgive me. But if you guys have not already, please do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button.
Make sure you leave a comment
Make sure that you guys subscribe.
and you hit the notification bell.
And make sure you're following us on all the platforms. That's the TikTok, the Twitter, the IG, the Blue Sky, and the Facebook. Damn, I ran it off so well. Thank you guys. And yeah, and we will. Oh, and did I say all the things? Yeah. And we will catch you next week or the end of this week for another. Well, actually, no, it's my baby's birthday. I ain't even gonna hold you. Y'all might not get this till like a good month next Monday. Okay. But I love y'all. I mean it. But my baby come first. And I appreciate y'all patience while I was on vacation. And Nels got a mini vacation because I was gone. Okay. So I love y'all. Talk to y'all later. Bye bye.